Welcome to the realm of horror as we explore the captivating worlds of Amnesia the Bunker and Amnesia the Dark Descent. These two games may share a common lineage, but they present starkly different experiences that will both thrill and terrify you. Join us as we delve into their unique characteristics and uncover why they are distinct masterpieces of the horror genre. Chapter 1: Setting and Atmosphere. The bunker transports us to the claustrophobic confines of a World War I era bunker, where you navigate dark and narrow corridors filled with eerie sounds and oppressive dread. The game's monochromatic color palette and flickering lights create an unsettling atmosphere that amplifies the sense of isolation and fear. In contrast, The Dark Descent immerses you in a decaying castle where you explore dimly lit chambers and encounter grotesque creatures. The game's detailed environments and unsettling sound design evoke a tangible sense of tension and paranoia. Chapter 2: Gameplay. Amnesia the Bunker introduces a unique blend of stealth, puzzle solving, and resource management. You must navigate the bunker discreetly, avoiding detection by monstrous foes. The game's inventory system forces you to carefully manage your resources, adding an extra layer of tension to your survival. The Dark Descent, on the other hand, emphasizes exploration and environmental interaction. You gather clues, manipulate objects, and encounter a variety of puzzles that challenge your wits and push you to the edge of your sanity. Chapter 3: Storytelling. Both games feature compelling narratives that draw you into their twisted worlds. However, they approach storytelling in different ways. The Bunker focuses on first-person perspective, immersing you in the shoes of Henry Clement as he uncovers the horrors of the bunker. The game's fragmented and unreliable narration keeps you guessing and questioning your own memories. Dark Descent employs a first-person perspective, following the journey of Daniel as he faces his inner demons and unravels the secrets of the Dark Castle. The game's narrative is a more overtly supernatural and psychological, exploring themes of guilt, fear, and the fragility of the human mind. Chapter 4: Horror Experience. Ultimately, what sets Amnesia the Bunker and The Dark Descent apart is the distinct horror experience they deliver. The Bunker relies heavily on jump scares and a relentless sense of dread, keeping you constantly on edge. The game's focus on survival horror creates a visceral and intense experience that will leave you breathless. The Dark Descent, while not devoid of jump scares, takes a more psychological approach to horror. It preys on your fears, insecurities, and sanity, creating a lingering sense of unease that will haunt you long after you put the game down. In conclusion, Amnesia the Bunker and Amnesia the Dark Descent are two masterfully crafted horror games that offer vastly different experiences while sharing a common thread of psychological terror. Whether you prefer the claustrophobic survival horror of the bunker or the atmospheric and psychologically unsettling journey of the Dark Descent, both games promise an unforgettable and terrifying adventure. So choose your poison and prepare to be consumed by the darkness. Amnesia the Bunker, the latest entry in the beloved franchise, has arrived, and it's time to see if it can dethrone the legendary Amnesia the Dark Descent. We're diving into both games, comparing their strengths, weaknesses, and ultimately deciding which reigns supreme in the realm of fear. Amnesia the Dark Descent, released in 2010, established itself as a masterclass in psychological horror. It's a game of constant tension, where sanity is your most valuable resource. You're hunted by terrifying creatures, haunted by your past, and forced to make difficult choices in a world shrouded in darkness. The Dark Descent's atmosphere is unmatched. Its gothic castle setting, claustrophobic corridors, and haunting soundtrack create a truly immersive and terrifying experience. You're constantly on edge, your heart pounding with every creak and groan, wondering what lurks in the shadows. Amnesia the Bunker takes a different approach, offering a more open-world experience set in a World War bunker. You're free to explore, scavenge for resources, and craft weapons to fend off the horrors that lurk within. The bunker is a living, breathing environment with dynamic events and a sense of realism that adds to the tension. The bunker's combat is more direct, forcing you to confront your fears head-on. It's a game of resource management, where every shot counts and every decision matters. But it also introduces a greater sense of agency, allowing you to fight back against the monsters instead of just running and hiding. So, which game reigns supreme? It's a tough call. The Dark Descent excels in atmosphere and psychological horror, while The Bunker offers a more open-world experience with a focus on combat and resource management. Ultimately, the best game for you depends on your preferences. If you crave a heart-stomping, immersive experience that will leave you trembling, The Dark Descent is the perfect choice. If you want a more dynamic and engaging survival horror experience with a greater sense of agency, The Bunker is your new obsession. Both Amnesia The Dark Descent and Amnesia The Bunker are incredible horror games, each offering a unique and terrifying journey into the depths of fear. Which one will you choose? In conclusion, so how do these two games stack up against each other? Let's break it down into a few categories. Atmosphere. Both games have an incredibly oppressive and unsettling atmosphere. The Dark Descent setting is particularly iconic, with its dark, narrow corridors and eerie silence. The Bunker, on the other hand, has a more claustrophobic and paranoid atmosphere as you're constantly being hunted by a relentless monster. Story. The Dark Descent story is more linear and focused, while The Bunker has a more open-ended and branching narrative. Both stories are well written and engaging, but we have to give the edge to The Dark Descent for its more cohesive and haunting plotline. Gameplay. Dark Descent is a more traditional survival horror game with a focus on exploration, puzzle solving, and stealth. The Bunker, on the other hand, introduces some new gameplay mechanics such as crafting system and a stealth-based combat system. We enjoyed the variety in The Bunker, but we also appreciated the simplicity and effectiveness of the Dark Descent's gameplay. Overall, both games are excellent examples of the survival horror genre. The Dark Descent is a classic that set the standard for the genre, while The Bunker is a worthy successor with its own unique strengths. Ultimately, which game you prefer will depend on your personal preferences.